Hello students, welcome to my channel Learning History Made Easy. In today's video, I will be explaining about social, economic and religious condition of Vijayanagara. Before going into the video, if anyone is seeing the channel for the first time or if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and share it with your friends. And also click the bell button to receive notification whenever I upload new videos. So without wasting time, let us get into the video. So today's video, we are going to see the social, economic and religious condition of Vijayanagara Empire. So first, let us see about the social condition. The first topic is social condition of Vijayanagara Empire. Now in Vijayanagara Empire, social harmony existed. So Vijayanagara Empire was known for its social harmony. So why was this Vijayanagara Empire known for social harmony? Now here in Vijayanagara Empire, the Brahmanas had a high position in society. So Brahmanas enjoyed a high position, or they had a position of respect in society. Now some other important group of people who had a role in the society were blacksmiths. Blacksmiths had an important position in society. Then again goldsmiths, they also had a very important position in society. Weavers and even farmers were also respected in society. So blacksmiths, goldsmiths, weavers, farmers, all of these groups had important role in society. So that was another important point regarding Vijayanagara Empire. Not only Brahmanas had high position, even blacksmiths, goldsmiths, weavers, farmers, all of them had important role in society. Now again, women also had a good status in Vijayanagara society. Women had a good status. So when women has good status, that means that they also received education. So women education was encouraged during Vijayanagara Empire time. So women had good status and they received education. But even when they had good status, there were some evil practices which existed in Vijayanagara society. So what were those evil practices? They were sati, then child marriage, polygamy. All these evil practices existed in Vijayanagara society. So social harmony existed during the Vijayanagara Empire time. Brahmanas had a high position. Blacksmiths, goldsmiths, weavers, farmers and traders had important role in the society. Women had good status and few women received education. But even then, some evil practices like sati, child marriage, polygamy, all these existed during this time. So that was some of the important points regarding the Vijayanagara social condition. A few more points are there. Marriage was considered as a sacred bond. Marriage, the relationship of marriage was considered as a sacred bond. So marriage was a very sacred thing during that time. But the system of paying bride price was in practice. So what is bride price? What we say as dowry nowadays. So the system of paying bride price also existed in Vijayanagara society. The Muslims who settled in Vijayanagara Empire. So there were some Muslims who settled in Vijayanagara Empire. These Muslims were given security by the Vijayanagara king. So they were welcomed and they were given security by the king. So this also shows that there was social harmony during Vijayanagara time. So marriage was considered as a sacred bond. Bride price existed during that time. And Muslims who settled in Vijayanagara were given security by the king. They were respected. and for these Muslims, the Vijayanagara kings allowed the construction of mosque. Okay, so mosques were constructed for prayers of the Muslims. So all the Muslims who settled in Vijayanagara Empire were respected, and mosques were constructed for their prayers, and Quran, the holy book of Muslims, was placed in a very respectable place. So Quran also was respected during that time. It was always placed in a very respectable place. And even the members of a royal family, the members of Vijayanagara royal family, they worshipped Hindu deities, Buddhist deities, or the Buddha, and even Jain deities. All these deities were worshipped by the members of Vijayanagara royal family. So from all these we can understand the social harmony which existed during that time. So marriage was considered as a sacred bond, bride price existed, Muslims were given security by the king, mosques were constructed for the prayers of Muslims, Quran was respected, and the royal family members worshipped Hindu, Buddha, and Jain deities. So all these were the points regarding the social condition of Vijayanagara Empire. Now let us move on to the second topic, that is economic condition. Economic condition of Vijayanagara Empire. So first we saw the social condition of Vijayanagara Empire. Now we are going to see the economic condition. Regarding economic condition, the first thing is what was their main occupation. So agriculture was the main occupation of the people of Vijayanagara Empire. So agriculture was their main occupation. Now regarding agriculture land, the land was surveyed. So the land, agriculture land, the land was surveyed, and land revenue was fixed according to the quality of the soil. That was a very good practice. The revenue was fixed according to the quality of the soil, according to the quality of soil. So land revenue was fixed according to the quality of the soil. So agriculture was the main occupation, land was surveyed, and land revenue was fixed according to the quality of the soil. The land which has much fertile soil, more land revenue, and when the fertility of the soil is less, they take less land revenue. So now according to the soil, the land was divided. Okay, so the land was divided. How it was divided? It was divided into wetland, dry land, and horticultural land. So the land was divided into three types: wetland, dry land, and horticultural land. Now which were the main crops which they cultivated? They cultivated rice, they cultivated cereals, spices like ginger, then turmeric, fruits, etc. So all these common things were cultivated during the Vijayanagara Empire. So they cultivated rice, cereals, spices, ginger, turmeric, fruits, etc. All these were the main products of agriculture. Now for the purpose of irrigation, they constructed dams and tanks. Dams, tanks, and canals. All these were constructed for the purpose of irrigation, that is agricultural purpose also these were used, and also for drinking water purposes. For both the purposes, dams, tanks, and canals were made for all these purposes. So the main occupation regarding economic condition, agriculture was a main occupation, land was surveyed, and revenue was fixed according to the quality of soil. Land was divided into wet, dry, and horticultural land. The main products of agriculture were rice, cereals, spice, ginger, turmeric, etc. And for irrigation purpose and drinking water purpose, dams, tanks, canals were constructed. And Krishnadevaraya is known for constructing a huge tank near the southern entrance of Naglapura. So near the entrance of Naglapura, you know Naglapura is a town made in the memory of Krishnadevaraya's mother. So in the entrance of Naglapura, Krishnadevaraya had constructed a huge tank. So that also was a very important contribution in the economic condition of Vijayanagara Empire. So now little more points are there regarding the economic condition. The construction and development of many wells and tanks have helped in agriculture. So we told that tanks, dams and canals were constructed. Even they also constructed wells for the purpose. All these helped in water supply mainly for the purpose of agriculture, because agriculture was their main occupation. Now kings of Vijayanagara Empire, other than agriculture, they also encouraged trade and commerce. So there was agriculture was a main occupation, and other than that trade and commerce also were encouraged. The empire was known for brisk trade in which all items did they trade. So it was known for trade in textile trade was there, precious stones, textiles, spices, all these were the main items of trade in Vijayanagara Empire. Now regarding precious stones, one of the most important place is called as Vajrakarur mines. Vajrakarur mines, these are located in Andhra Pradesh, Vajrakarur mines. They are well known for valuable diamonds. These mines are known for valuable diamonds. So precious stones was a main item of trade, and Vajrakarur mines in Andhra Pradesh was known for valuable diamonds. And as you know, the goods in India were in high demand all over the world, so trade also developed. Then main export items, many items were exported. The main export items were cloth, rice, spices, sugar, etc. So all these were the main export items from India to other countries. These were exported. And what were the some items were also imported. So what were the main import items? Main import items were elephants, then horses were imported, then pearls, etc. All these were the import items, that is from other countries these items were brought to India. So export items, cloth, rice, sugar, spices, etc. and import items, elephants, horses, pearls, etc. And it is said that for export, import and all, there were almost 200 ports. 200 ports were there, where ships and boats and all can come on the western and eastern coast. So western and eastern coast, there were almost 200 ports. These helped in the development of trade. So wells were also supplying water for agriculture and drinking water purposes. The kings of Vijayanagara encouraged trade and commerce. The empire was known for brisk trade in textile, precious stone, spices, etc. Vajrakarur mines in Andhra Pradesh supplied most valuable diamonds. The main items of export was cloth, rice, sugar, spices, etc. And the important import items were elephants, horses, pearls, etc. And there were about 200 ports on the western and eastern coast. So all these were the important points regarding the economic condition of Vijayanagara Empire. Now let us just see the points which we have studied till now. Social condition. Social harmony existed in Vijayanagara Empire. Brahmanas had a high position in the society. Blacksmiths, goldsmiths, weavers, farmers and traders also had important role in the society. Women had a good status and few women received education. Evil practices like sati, child marriage and polygamy also existed. Marriage was considered as a sacred bond and the system of paying bride price was in practice. The Muslims who settled in Vijayanagara Empire were given security by the kings. The mosques were built for prayers and Quran was placed in respectable place. The members of the royal family worshipped Hindu, Buddha and Jain deities. Now regarding economic condition, agriculture was the main occupation. Land was surveyed and land revenue was fixed according to the quality of soil. Land was divided into wet, dry and horticultural land. Rice, cereals, spices, ginger, turmeric, fruits, etc. were the main products of agriculture. Dams, tanks and canals were built for irrigation and drinking purposes. Krishnadevaraya constructed a huge tank near the southern entrance of Naglapura. The construction and development of many wells and tanks helped in agriculture. Kings of Vijayanagara encouraged trade and commerce. The empire was known for brisk trade in textiles, precious stones, spices, etc. Vajrakarur mines in Andhra Pradesh supplied the most valuable diamonds. The goods in India were in high demand throughout the world. Cloth, rice, sugar, spices, etc. were the main items of export of the time, and the main import items were elephants, horses, pearls, silk, etc. There were about 200 ports on the eastern and western coast. Now let us move on to the next topic, that is religious condition of Vijayanagara Empire. So next topic is regarding the Vijayanagara religion. So we have already studied about the social harmony which existed in Vijayanagara Empire, and it is said that the Vijayanagara Empire protected Hindu religion and culture from invaders. It protected Hindu religion and culture. So the Hindu religion and culture was protected by the Vijayanagara Empire from the invaders. But even though they supported or they protected the Hindu religion, they were tolerant towards other religion, that is religious tolerance existed. So they were tolerant and religious tolerance existed among Hindus, Jains and Muslims. Hindus, Jains and Muslims. Between all of these religious tolerance existed. And it was a duty of the king. So the king had the main duty to safeguard each and every religion. So the king considered himself that it is his duty to safeguard all the religion which is existing in his empire. So that was the duty of the king. Whatever religion existed in his empire, it was his duty to safeguard all the religion. Vijayanagara Empire had Muslims from the days of Devaraya too. So as we have already studied, in Vijayanagara Empire, Muslims were there from the time of Devaraya too. From the rule of Devaraya too, from that time Vijayanagara Empire, Muslims were there and they were protected by the king. The Sangama rulers, so the Sangama dynasty, Sangama rulers, they gave importance to Shaivism, and later rulers gave importance to Vaishnavism. So Sangama rulers gave importance to Shaivism. Now regarding their religious tolerance, if we see an example, you can see that Bhima Devi was the queen of Devaraya I. Devaraya I queen of Bhima Devi, who was the queen of Devaraya I, she was a follower of Jainism. Bhima Devi was a follower of Jainism. So the Hindu religion and culture was protected from invaders by the Vijayanagara Empire, and religious tolerance existed among Hindus, Jains and Muslims. It was the duty of the king to safeguard each and every religion in the empire. Muslims existed in Vijayanagara Empire from the days of Devaraya too. The Sangama rulers were the followers of Shaivism and later rulers Vaishnavism. Bhima Devi, the queen of Devaraya I, was a follower of Jainism. So that also shows the religious tolerance of Vijayanagara Empire. Now for Bhima Devi, that is queen of Devaraya I, the king himself built a Jain Basadi in his empire. A Jain Basadi was constructed by Devaraya I. The king is Devaraya I. He constructed a Jain Basadi. Why he constructed a Jain Basadi? For his queen. His queen's name is Bhima Devi, was the queen of Devaraya I. She was a follower of Jainism, and for her sake the king constructed a Jain Basadi. So that much tolerant were the Vijayanagara kings. So all these shows the religious harmony of the Vijayanagara empire. Now another movement which existed in Vijayanagara empire was the Vachana movement. Okay, so the Vachana movement was also popular during this time. Vachana movement, it was very popular. So there was a collection of vachanas called as Shunya Sampadane. Shunya Sampadane is the collection of vachanas. So Vachana movement existed and Shunya Sampadane was the collection of vachanas produced in this age. Now regarding vachanas, Tontada Siddhalinga wrote a number of vachanas. The most important person who wrote a number of vachanas, his name was Tontada Siddhalinga. He wrote a number of vachanas. He was known for writing vachanas. So vachana movements was very important. So the king Devaraya I built a Jain Basadi for his queen Bhima Devi. The vachana movement existed during this time. Shunya Sampadane was a collection of vachanas produced during this age, and Tontada Siddhalinga wrote a number of vachanas. So other than Hinduism, Jainism, Islam, another movement was Vachana movement which existed during this time. Now many matas were established in many parts of the empire. So the Vijayanagara time, many matas were also established. During the Vijayanagara rule, many matas were established. The Varkari movement of Lord Vittala of Pandarapura and the Dasakuta tradition were also encouraged. So you have to see how many different types of movements were there. Now the Varkari movement, another movement which existed during this time was called as the Varkari movement. It was of Lord Vittala of Pandarapura, that was another movement which existed. And the Dasakuta movement, Dasakuta tradition, that also was encouraged during the time of Vijayanagara rule. So all these movements, actually the Varkara movement of Lord Vittala, Dasakuta movement, all were basically Vaishnavis, the supporters of Vaishnavism. Okay, all these movements supported Vaishnavism and all these movements were encouraged. Now there were many important religious centers during this time. During Vijayanagara time, there were many important religious centers. Example, Hampi was a very important religious center. Sringeri, then Shravana Belagola, etc. So all these were the important religious centers which existed during the Vijayanagara time. Now also I have told you temples and matas were established during this period, and temples were basically places of worship. So the temples were mainly meant for worship. Temples were mainly centers of worship, but matas, they basically stood for the spread of religious principles. So people come mainly to temples for worshipping, and people come to matas to discuss about the religious principles or for the spread of religious principles. So temples, basically religious centers, we have seen temples in Hampi, Sringeri, etc. Now the most important matas during that time, which were the places where matas were seen? Matas were seen in Kanchi, Udupi, and even in Sringeri also matas were there. Kanchi, Udupi, Sringeri, etc. were the famous matas of the period. So many matas were established during that time. The Varkari movement and Varkari movement of Lord Vittala of Pandarapura and the Dasakuta tradition was encouraged, and all these movements spread the principles of Vaishnavism. The important religious centers were Hampi, Sringeri, Shravana Belagola, etc. Temples and matas were religious institutions of this period. Temples were basically centers of worship and matas stood for spread of religious principles. The notable matas of the period were Sringeri, Kanchi, Udupi, etc. Those were the important matas during the Vijayanagara time. These matas, other than temples, matas also encouraged education and culture. So the matas and even temples, they were sometimes centers of education, and sometimes they acted as a place which encouraged culture, and sometimes it is said that they even acted as landlords and bankers. So it was an all round place where everything happened. So matas acted as center of education, they encouraged culture, and acted as landlords and bankers. Now during the Vijayanagara time, the important festivals, which were the important festivals which they celebrated, the most important festival was Mahanavami. So the most important festival which was celebrated during the Vijayanagara time, Mahanavami was an important festival. Deepavali was an important festival which was celebrated, Holi, etc. So all these were the important festivals. The festivals were Mahanavami, Deepavali, Holi, etc. So all these were the main points regarding the religious condition of Vijayanagara Empire. So let us see it once more. Vijayanagara Empire protected Hindu religion and culture from invaders. There was religious tolerance among Hindu, Jains and Muslims. It was a duty of the king to safeguard each and every religion of the empire. Vijayanagara Empire had Muslims from the days of Devaraya too. The Sangama rulers gave importance to Shaivism and later rulers to Vaishnavism. Bhima Devi, the queen of Devaraya I, was a follower of Jainism. The king had built a Jain Basadi in his empire. All these show the religious harmony in Vijayanagara Empire. The Vachana movement was popular during this time. Shunya Sampadane was a collection of vachanas produced in this age. Tontada Siddhalinga wrote a number of vachanas. Matas were also established in many parts of the empire. The Varkari movement of Lord Vittala of Pandarapura and Dasakuta tradition were encouraged. All these movements spread the principles of Vaishnavism. Important religious centers of the time were Hampi, Sringeri, Shravanabellagola, Madurai, etc. Temples and matas were religious institutions of these periods. Temples were places of worship and matas stood for the spread of religious principles. The notable matas of the period were Sringeri, Kanchi, Udupi, etc. They encouraged education and culture and sometimes acted as landlords and bankers. The important religious festivals of the time were Mahanavami, Deepavali, Holi, etc. So all these were the points regarding the religious condition of Vijayanagara Empire. More points regarding Vijayanagara Empire will be explained in the coming videos, that is Vijayanagara education, literature, art and architecture. All these will be explained in the videos in the coming days. So I hope you have understood all these points very clearly. If you have any doubts, please do ask in the comment section, and also please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Your likes and comments will be of a great encouragement for me to make more and more videos. So I hope to see you all soon in the next video. Thank you for watching.